Scotchy Rooster here. Hey guys, Sketchy Rooster here. Finally got the shop cleaned up enough to start installing my Weaver Pro 10K lift. Show you a couple things I ran into. So one of the things I ran into, they include these plastic shims, and for unlevel floors, I had some pretty unlevel spots. It's not the best concrete job in the world, but since mine was so unlevel, I ended up getting some of those big 3/4 inch washers there and using some of those. Plus they were slightly different, a little bit bigger than two of those shims, so it kind of allowed me to fine tune the levelness here. And then on this fitting here, where the line comes down from that there, I didn't allow for it when I first got it all tightened, and that fitting wasn't facing the right way down here, so that's something to think about. So I had to go back in there and loosen it up, and those fittings up there, kind of a pain to get as tight as they wanted to. Metric 19 crow's foot might help you with it. So I made a pretty silly mistake. Whenever I first made this T connection here, what I should have done with that top fitting is I shouldn't have made that yet, so that you can run it down through here, through that channel, and up to go all the way up, over, and then down to make that connection. So I'm having to take it all apart and reroute it, because the end that goes on the cylinder has a 90 on it and won't go down that channel. So apparently I didn't get a good video of routing the cable up through here. You'll go right through that hole on the left, and then depending on how wide and how tall you set your lift, there's 3 different tabs down there. Let me see if I can get my... There you can see them. There's 2 of them, and the bottom's the 3rd. So you route it up. You'll look at the instructions. However you have your height and width set will determine which one of those that you put it through last, and then you'll pull it up through here, right here, to tighten the nut on it. It'll look just like that. That end there, you'll tighten the nut onto it with the washer, and then drop it back down through, and then route the rest of your wire. Trying to finish up the last stuff on this Weaver lift, running the wiring. top there. We'll go up there and look. Come in this conduit into this box. Then I'm gonna tie into the overhead switch. Ran some flex line and 1/2-inch flex line with fittings. Fit perfect on the hole they already had. And then I'm gonna split. I got those 2 sets of wires, one for the 220 for the Weaver lift, 220 20 amp, and then the other circuit I decided I wanted to have a plug down here for if you're gonna run a light, a fan, a drill, whatever. Thought it'd be a convenient place. We'll see. I got all the electrical done. Just mixed up the no shrink grout. If you use more than 2 of the shims they supply, you're supposed to mix up this grout, put it underneath the areas that have the bigger gap. So here in a second I'm gonna wipe that with a sponge to clean it up once it dries good enough. And then all I have left is need to adjust these a little more. The tension's still a little high on the leveling cables there. You see, you're supposed to be able to, just can't quite pinch them all the way together. On filling the power unit, it said to add 2 gallons and then lift it a couple feet and then bleed your cylinders, which is done at the top of the cylinder there. It's a little bleed screw. You back it off a couple of turns and let it come out, let all the air escape till it just flows fluid. Might want to have like a rag handy or something, just so it doesn't run all down in the posts and stuff, kind of make a mess. But anyway, I couldn't hardly get it to lift. I did have them up on like the first or second catch point, but so I started adding. It said to add after you bled them. I bled them, then I started adding, and it says 2 gallons will make you think maybe it's going to take 2.5 gallons. Will end up taking like 4.5 gallons. And so once I got a good amount in there, then it started lifting better, and I was able to actually bleed them off again better. Also, whenever you're tightening all these fittings, like these fittings here, and the T, which is inside of there, and then the fittings at the bottom of the cylinders. I was a little nervous they were going to leak because it's kind of hard to hold them still and tighten them like they wanted. They wanted them finger tight and then go 2.5 flats past finger tight. Anyway, they're not leaking. It's all working out. See how she lives. It's my 2000 Chevy Silverado. It's had pretty rough lately. Got hit on the front passenger side, got rear-ended. We got a whole new front clip for it. Gonna put a roll pin on the back. These new brakes, rotors. Drop kit and some kind of single or twin turbo setup. All right. working on the safety catches. Hell yeah. So now it's all done overall on this Weaver Pro 10K lift. I'd say it's a pretty good quality product. I got the one that's certified. And what that means is they independently test it. I think it's 1.5 times whatever the rated lift capacity is. So they would test this 10,000 pound lift at 15,000 pounds. Comes with these extensions for the pads so that you can reach different frames. Quality lifts. All right, man, catch you guys later.